Don't I look strange? Oh well, I've been busy on the mill and grinding things and shaping things. A little shaper running too. All right, so let's see. This light is different, I think. Can I stick it here? No, I can't. No. Oh dear. Okay, so today's topic. Thanks for your concern of getting my hair in the milling machine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kind of a warm day today, but oh well. Who am I going to talk about? Okay, so I must say that I appreciate your kindness and alerting me to safeties, but I am hyper aware. I don't know if you know that. When working with electrical machinery, machine tools, firearms, as a kid, I did a foolish thing. I shouldn't have done it, but I made trinitroglycerine in my mother's refrigerator and mixed it with clay, let it off outside, and blew a rock up. My ignition system was mercury fulminate. No, nothing happened. There was this big bang, and the windows kind of rattled. And because the property at that time, 3045 Crescent View Drive, North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The property, it was a duplex house, and it had a lot of rocks that my dad was trying to remove, and I decided to make some trinitroglycerine and blew the rock up. One of them. I said, I shouldn't. Something told me not to make any more, so I didn't. But working with guns and firearms, ballistics, very cautious, self-aware, very self-aware of things around me. The only influence is somebody else coming into my self-awareness. I don't do anything. It was very hard to do demos for people with the Hutchinson effect stuff, TV people, scientists, and that, because I'm normally self-aware, and that's interfering in my thinking patterns. If you want proof of that, well, talk to Wes Roots of the Artificial Reef Society of British Columbia, Canada, because the 4 warships I worked on for 5 years, I was asked Wes never to let anybody into my realm of taking things apart, like cannons, artillery, springs, electronics, and other things, because I'm self-aware and I know I see everything in advance, kind of thing. So that's what the problem is there. So some people can work with others, I cannot. The greatest, wildest thing I did was climb the superstructure on the warship and had everything tied to ropes, my tools, myself, the things I'd taken off the ship were all tied with ropes, double tested, and I worked my way around with wrenches and things and let the wrenches dangle, and the pieces that I acquired dangled down, and I had ropes and pulleys, and I got it safely down to the deck. That's one example. Others is being self-aware when running machine tools or using high voltage, super high voltage, 400,000 roughly. I had those Siemens X-ray transformers. They ran at 400,000 volts AC and DC, and 89,000 56 kVA big red transformer. You can see it on the videos. See all that stuff there. So, and doing this stuff here, I'm self-aware and I'm very cautious, and I know when not to do anything, because you might have some stray thoughts or anxiety or something, so you don't do anything. Well, that's just the way I am. Just wanted to get that across. So, it's really interesting, this self-awareness stuff. I mean, self-aware of what you're doing environment without any other influences. Okay? Having hot sex, well, that takes two. And I enjoy that too. Your partner sort of bonds with you, and you have skyrocketed flight, afternoon delight. Oh, that's just the way I am. You little cutie patootie. Oh, I'm so vain, I should think I'm talking about myself. Okay, so that being said, I saw Bob Greener's video on O-Day. I think it's, Bob should get on this Department of Defense's Small Business Innovative Program, and you get support for that kind of stuff. You get they send you all these documents, which I had tons of them over many years. I think it was 82 or 83. Tom Bearden got me on it actually, and Richard Sparks of DTIC. I have all the papers and everything here. And I learned a lot just reading all the solicitations, what they're looking for, what's this, that, and other things. So that inspired me to make a comment. Oh, that's an interesting pose, isn't it, Major? So I'm going to get, maybe I can, I don't know. So, yeah, because there's, I've seen a lot of that stuff. I'm going to hold it up here. I don't think so. Oh, no. Falls over. See what I mean? Oh, I guess I have to hold it manually. I'm going to get my vitamins soon, make cigarettes. Oh, it goes dark. I wonder why that is. I don't know. I think it's on its last legs, this iPad, anyway. So all day today, I was working on the milling machine and the grinding machine. And what I did was, after all that, I just totally mopped the floor, cleaned everything up, cleaned the mill, the lathe, and other things up. I always do that. Oil every journal, joint, oil hole. Does somebody want to oil my oil hole? Wink, wink. You want to oil my oil hole? That's one way of putting it, isn't it, Major? Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, we must oil my oil hole. Keep me going. Okay. You know where my mind is half the time, don't you? Still can't anchor this thing somewhere, but oh well. Put it on the RBB radio receiver. It does stay there, but no, almost stays there. Slippery. RRB. This fellow right here. Refurbished by the Navy in the 60s. I'm getting 3 of these. So, like that, maybe, huh? Oh. With concentration, I concentrate on viewing things in 3-dimensional all the time. So I see things that, like you say, potentially hazardous or dangerous, so I avoid and do steps to make it safe. The only accident I did have was a flash burn from black powder, 4F black powder. I bought a whole can of the stuff, and I wanted to make a big flash in a mushroom cloud, and it worked, but I got my hand flash burned, so I had to sleep with my hand in cold water. So it's stupid that way too. So what other things? I never really got a shock, maybe minor shocks, 110 volts, but that's all. I've been working with very dangerous things that, as you see in some of the videos and what people talk about. Working with ballistics, cannons, artillery, I always make sure I shoot with a low load. Smokeless or black powder, and proof testing and all that stuff. Although with 50 caliber machine guns, they make a lot of noise and they shake you a lot too. But I only think it was only 50 rounds. Pull the retraction assembly back, click. Okay, pull a little strip of ammo like that. I think it was whatever it was. Very costly stuff. So put it in the pawl. It goes down, click, engages it, rolls it over the entrance points, and then you got that unit that goes like that on top. It pulls the cartridge through every time it shoots. Pull the trigger. Boom! Oh dear! Bang! 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 I think it's no. I did a few on the trigger, spade grips. I did that's about 5 rounds or that, and I decided to switch it over to single shot. Bang! 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 I got a picture of it. Somebody took a photo of that, me doing that. So then take it all apart. Check your headspace with a heavy barrel. You know, you click, 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 a little around the breech block area, the part that holds the breech block. You adjust your head spacing because you don't want a big hot bang kind of thing. Doing that, very careful. Black powder stuff, very careful. Checking the barrel. Is it safe? Is it not safe? Pistols, shotguns. You know, we want to make sure your firearm's safe to fire. So I always inspect everything very closely and clean it and do target practice. All I do. I don't kill anything. I never wanted to kill anything and no desire to kill anything ever. Just an interesting. It's just a piece of machinery, I think. But anyway, the guns are anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Any other problems? No. High voltage? No. Capacitors? Only one time. I let somebody in my sphere, and that was George Lissa case. And they were speaking of 500 joule, 25,000 volt capacitors. Big round things like that. Blew up. Because he wired it in reverse. So I don't trust people. I really don't. I don't really trust people doing stuff. I do it, not you. If I need assistance, I might call in a torchman when taking apart that 3-inch 70 Cannon artillery piece, or the 3-inch 50, or the in the mortar bay on Columbia. You know, it's just sometimes you need a torchman. Speed things up a bit because doing all these 3-inch 70 is 71,000 moving parts to it. So sometimes you get a rod, you need to cut that off. Speed things up. Anyway, I don't do that. I think I tried to use a blowtorch once with Billy McDonald when we were trying scrap business, and it was kind of interesting. It's kind of yucky, but oh well. And I got to learn to weld for Pete's sake. I got that Oerlikon cannon mount over there that I got from Mr. Alec in Greece, and I got to weld the legs back on. That's the only way he could ship it to me. So I get the legs and the base on again, so it's just that welding and grinding is so dirty, you know. Grinding is, unless you got a proper facility. And then welding, oh yeah, sparks and flames and smoke and junk like that. Oh. Yeah, so that's some of the funny things I do. Working with radio gear and electronics, I'm very cautious with the old stuff because you might get a capacitor that'll blow up on you. So you got to be very cautious. You know, I get blown across the room with a cap. That looks like, oh shit. Oh shit, Major. So most people think I'm nuts, and that's a good thing. It's a good filter to get rid of people that I don't need to be bothered with. It's a good thing. I tend to take action. Well, let's see. There was an incident, I probably mentioned this before, in Canada, Vancouver. I was getting the number 5 Robin Street bus to visit Willie Ross, a transgender friend of mine. when a police officer was trying to apprehend somebody with handcuffs, and the criminal, or whoever it was, grabbed the officer's gun, which was a revolver at that time, and 38, I believe, yeah. I went right over there, grabbed the guy's hand, got the gun out of the guy's hand, put it back in the police officer's holster, and helped him handcuff him. He thanked me, actually. Other time, a lady was screaming she's being raped. I ran after the rapist guy, got the lady, took her home safely, and that kind of thing. So I do act very, like, no fear, actually, in emergency situations. I've done a number of emergency things, too. Somebody committed suicide in Riverview, and that was Harold Hood, or tried to, and I helped the staff on that one, cleaning up all the blood all over the place. Joe, what's his name? Joe Sabao hung himself up in the forest. He didn't take his medication, which was lithium carbonate at the time. So I've seen a lot of stuff. Come on. I've done a lot of active stuff, so like that. I could tell you a whole story on Riverview Hospital. And I think Uncle Bob is going to write a book about me, and I put a forward in for him. I hope it's okay. I don't know if Bob wants to do it, but he should do it in a way that makes it flamboyant and colorful, and my adventures in Riverview and other things. And don't make it a boring thing like George Hathaway did. Although George is a good friend of mine, he discovered me, put me in the marketplace. That kind of thing. With Alex Pizarro, Mel Winfield discovered it in the beginning. He took pictures, photos, wrote a book, A Science of Actuality, neutrinos, and all that stuff. And then I didn't say anything, and I thought these people, why are they so excited about stuff floating in the air, foreign metal blowing up? To me, it was kind of like, what the hell is this all about? Anyway, so Mel went to Toronto to the first international symposium on free energy and all that stuff, and talked about his discovery, which was my place. And with Alex Pizarro, I mentioned Alex asked me, well, is Mel coming around? I said, I don't know. Well, who runs this? And I said, it's my property, and I got all this from Scrapyard. What? I'm going to tell George right away. He said, what's wrong? Anyway, he did, and George phoned out and wrote Mel Ernest Winfield out of the symposium. Well, John didn't say anything. Oh, what am I supposed to say? You know, but that was Alex Pizarro, and Mel Winfield went on his merry way in 83. George Hathaway and Pizarro were getting odd calls from somebody else in Mel Winfield's group. At the same time, I talked to Thomas Bearden, Redstone Nuclear Labs he worked with, and he decided to put me on the SBIR program and assigned me an officer, Richard Sparks, and other representatives of the defense industry. So I got these papers coming in all the time. It was amazing stuff. Like stacks of stuff, like, I don't know, hundreds of pounds over up to in mid-2000, I think, 2005, I'm getting them still. Still got all the colorful brochures, Star Wars program, SDIO, DARPA. It's just really cool stuff. I learned a lot from those documents. So anyway, I'm going on and on and on. Oh, and my little whites there. I should be getting tan down here. I gotta get totally naked in the sun, but it's too hot right now. So I'm gonna go on a field trip to Petaluma Scrapyard and get some unique old stuff again, and getting some RBB Recibas. So I'm gonna get this on full operation. The cameras will be installed. I think it's 6 cameras and 2 outside cameras again. High definition with infrared qualities, which is going to be cool because there's going to be a lot of weird things happening in here, and there was already when I was doing minor stuff a year or so ago. That's all on film, by the way. Nobody knows about it, right? Right. And Nancy doesn't really broadcast anything like that. I filmed some of it and put it up on YouTube. I I don't know. Anyway, your little cupcake here. Cupcake with the chops. Canned chops. Anyway, I should shut up and get going and have another cigarette. And wash up too. Grinding and that kind of thing. Wink, wink. Grinding? Oh! There we go. It's warm. This wall is warm. So it must be warm today again now. 108. Ooh. Oh, doctor, what? And here's it. Oh, doctor, what are you doing now? Anyway, so the new group of scientists, the only one that's kind of bothers with me is Bob Greener and Charlie, Charles Crawford III. Otherwise, the others just kind of left and say, "Oh, John is too crazy to deal with," or something like that. They all kind of just, "Oh, I don't know him" attitude, except for Gordon Novel's son is crazy like I am. That's kind of cool. I like that. And I joined his team, yes, he said. All right, I'll hold this stupid thing there. Yeah, I should get going. Come on. You gonna stay there or what? So I took some clips. There's screenshots of some show that aired in China with myself in it and Mr. Yamabe from Japan. I can't remember the name of it. It's all, everything's in Chinese, but they were doing something. Some TV show. I'll try and find it. I thought he saved it. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hello? So I should get going, and this here is a cannon carriage I'm building. I have another Civil War cannon that's got to be mounted on something like this. I don't like the big wheel type system. I like the Navy truck style cannon mount, so I'll get around to finish it up sometime. I already did one in the other area, so anyway. Little Susie cream cheese. How long have I been talking about? 20, quarter to 4:30 or something. You should get going. A long day at the milling machine. Holy moly! And the lathe. Come on. Actually, the Smithy mill, made in China, works extremely well. I found everything that's made in China works extremely well. So I don't know who says that things don't work that well and from China. I don't know. Just some crazy old men or ideals, I suppose. Everything works. I mean, it's accurate. Although I wouldn't mind a very old machine tool, but you got to be careful because they don't make parts for them anymore. Unless you find one that's in mint condition. Which I've done, the smaller ones, but machine tools are quite cool, and I'm going to design my own little system over here. I'm going to go there. You get all these weird ideas. I got to follow through on them for some reason. So, lathe parts. So here. Oh God! I thought I saw something. These little parts here. I don't know where the headstock is. I don't think I got it. But if I do it proper, I just use one plate of metal, little feet on it. I can make myself a little tiny milling machine here or lathe operation. I get ideas like that when I get find parts like that and have it portable, like an oversized watchmaker's lathe. So I have so many different lathes. And I got one here, little fella. That's a watchmaker's lathe, right? I just like creating stuff all the time. I don't know. Crazy, I guess. Restoration. That's why I like the old stuff. You know, you restore it. High voltage stuff. Oh yeah, I'm working on this thing. And carving out. And I'm still not going to finish that, but it fits nice and tight. Drill a hole, tap it, and fit it together. There we are. That's the thing I was on the milling machine with. So it's rough now, but I'll finish it up, and it's a nice tight fit. And no screws in there. It's hanging on just to be press fit. It's just. So tomorrow I'll drill a hole in there and tap it, put a bolt through there, and over time just redo this. I did the barrel. This is the barrel for it. 22 long rifle or short. That fits in there. And I know it's all for wood, but here's the end part here. I machined that today, and that fits right in the front area. Stick it there and show you what it looks like. Put this here. I used to do this kind of stuff all the time with restoration. So we got a different kind of hokey looking, but oh well. It's just an old scrap part I have. I got tons of this stuff. Remington rolling block 22 caliber pistol. Shouldn't dry fire, but it's okay. It looks kind of screwy looking, doesn't it? That's just something I'm doing on the side. Laying around. I found it in my crates of rolling blocks things, so doing a little target practice, I suppose. It's 1880, so it's all legal. Did you know before 1898, no such things as illegal firearms? Okay, I'm gonna go. There's a grand finale flying off, showing off my extremely long, sexy legs. And remember, oil my oil hole. Wink, wink. Fuck, that's corny as hell, isn't it? Oil my oil hole? Oh, I'll oil my oil hole. I'm doctor. Oh, oh. Okay, I gotta go. Or I'll get through an insane.